Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
It's What's on Tap time, which means we're going to drink some beers and then talk about them and then do other things like hand puppets.
Oh, hand puppets.
Or just hand stuff.
I think our listeners will really like hand puppets. I will make shadow puppets.
Thanks. And now do kabuki theater.
Oh. Yeah, we are completely in kabuki makeup.
Yes. That's why we start every episode. What people don't know is that we always do a full kabuki makeup before we record.
That's the twist. That's why we can only release once a week, because it takes so long time.
The makeup does take time.
Yes.
Especially when we get off work.
Yeah,
exactly. Then you got to put it all on. Ugh, the time you spent.
Hours and hours. So today is a dark episode.
It is. For the middle of summer, we thought what would be better than two dark-ish beers, but I don't think one of them will be very heavy and the other one will be quite heavy.
Right. But I mean, the first one, I didn't save it from like autumn, winter. It was released now. So
yeah,
we drink it now.
It's a recent release.
Exactly. So the beer we're starting with is a collaboration between Swedish Stigbergets brewery from Gothenburg and London brewery The Kernel, which is a lot of fun. They've been around for a long time, and we've been fans for a long time.
I would say the Kernel is what kind of got me into IPAs, because they were doing like amazing IPAs before anybody else was.
And they were naming them based on just the hops.
Right. And then what happened was New England IPAs took off, and the Kernel kind of fell by the wayside a bit.
Yeah.
But they've always been there. They've always been cranking out like really traditional like beer styles, and they're just really killing it.
Exactly. So the beer is...
it's called London Export, and it's a porter that they do.
Yeah. That's one of the Kernel's
signature kind of beers. Yeah, it's so good.
But this is called Victorian Porter, and they call it a historic London Porter.
Yes.
Comes in at 5.8% ABV, and we tried looking at on the interwebs to see if they describe what makes it historic, but with no luck. Maybe they've used some kind of old recipe or something.
Could be.
When you poured this, it had a huge foamy head that kind of now it's subsided to half an inch.
Yeah. But just a little bit, it gets foamy again.
So the foam is like mocha cappuccino style.
It smells like coffee, kind of heavily roasted.
It smells like beers smelled 15 years ago.
Yeah. All right. Well, cheers.
Let's try it. Cheers.
So, how do you feel about porters? Is the porter a style that you like?
No. In that case, I gravitate towards imperial porters. That's an easy answer. But historically, I think I've liked dry stouts more than porters. Like a 4.5% stout, I usually like better than a similarly flavored and alcohol strength porter.
You kind of like an Irish dry stout, which is...
It's a Guinness.
Guinness or... Yeah, there's a bunch of them on the market.
But yes, I do like Guinness more than I like weak porters.
Yeah. I kind of feel the same. Like, porter is one of those styles where I'm like... It always looks good, and always smells good, but then in the end, the mouthfeel is really kind of thin, and usually there's not a lot of flavor and not very rewarding.
But that can happen with a lot of weaker dry stouts as well. But when you start to scratch the surface, the historians are not agreeing with each other. What's the difference between a stout and a porter? And sometimes you get to, it's the degree of roastedness in the malts and nothing else.
Oh, I thought it was the ABV was also...
No, you can have a stout and a porter, same ABV, but they are differently roasted, according to some descriptions. And that makes it really difficult. I mean, the beginning of... It all started with porters. Porter came first because you mixed several kinds of beers, and then the people who fetched things in London, the porters, would drink it.
All right.
And that's like the history. I'm taking this from 10-year-old knowledge, so I might be completely wrong, and we will be inundated with letters saying, "Wow, you've never been more wrong."
That's really saying something.
Yeah, exactly. Every episode we do, we always get written letters complaining about.
I'm really impressed by the penmanship of a lot of people as they're mailing in letters to us.
But this one, it's a little bit sweet and a little bit roasted.
Mm-hmm.
It's very drinkable, but it's not very offensive. It's just there.
No, it kind of feels like it goes kind of like whenever you get two brewers that get together and you're like, oh, they're both known for doing like amazing IPAs, and then they do like a red ale, or they do like a lager or something, and you're like, man, what a waste of potential. I kind of feel like this was like Stigbergets was like, hey, you know what, Kernel? Let's do a porter because we don't like what you do with porters, and yeah, it's I like the bitter roasted notes in the end, but the mouthfeel is really thin. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of meh.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of coffee in the aftertaste. I mean, like really, really heavy. Like you just had a cup of coffee, kind of.
That's good.
Coffiness to it, yeah.
I'll give this a 3.5.
Wow, you're really generous.
No, but I might like this style more than I let.
I'm going to give this 3.25.
Yeah. But it's pleasant. I mean,
Yeah.
it's thin, but it's smooth.
It is very smooth. Like I said, I think the aftertaste is a little too aggressive for this beer. For me, it's extremely bitter coffee kind of flavor. All right. So what do we got next?
Next, we have a bottle that you brought.
Mm-hmm.
So this has to be Nogne from Norway.
Yes, it's a ship-shape in Briston Fashion Aquavit Stout Reserve. And it says, a phrase meaning in good and seaman-like order with reference to the condition of a ship. The expression had its... you said duty. The expression had its origin when Bristol was a major west coast port of Britain at the time when all its good shipping was maintained in good order.
Have you said the ABV yet?
It is 15.5%.
Exactly.
That's a big boy. All right.
This is a big boy.
As you all know, Aquavit is the official drink of Scandinavia.
Sure.
Yeah. It's basically you take like a clear alcohol, like vodka, or in Sweden, Brandvin, or some other kind of nondescript booze, and then you stuff it full of some sort of herbs and spices, and you let it sit for a while.
Yeah, but in pure aquavit, there isn't that many spices.
I think there's 11 herbs and spices.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, keep talking.
I'm pretty sure it's 11 original herbs and spices. Or maybe I'm thinking of KFC. I can't remember. It could be that. But usually you have, I think there's like 4 major spices they put in it. And then they usually barrel age it, or it sits for a while so that it can, I think, like a month or two, so that the herbs and the dried ingredients can depart their flavor into the liquor.
You're right. It is always flavored.
Mm-hmm.
Now I get it.
It's like star anise, and it's like maybe some dill frond.
Yeah, but there is, according to this, there isn't a specific rule. You can vary the herbs and spices a lot, and it'll still be aquavit. Yeah,
I think as long as you don't add any like sugars to it or something like that. I think that's kind of one of the things. So like I lived in the States. My friends and I we would do a little midsummer, and we would make our own aquavit, and we would just really get kind of creative because the traditional flavor was like, it's okay. So, like we did one with lemon peel, black pepper, and I'm going to say dill, and that was really good. And then one time we did one with peaches and cinnamon and vanilla pods.
Nice.
And that was really good too.
Nice. But when it comes to Norwegian aquavit, now I'm just not just reading from the internet. I know parts of this. They are very proud of not just aquavit, but line aquavit. It's a huge thing in Norway where their ships would go...
to the equator.
Yeah, it needed to pass the equator twice. So it could go to a variety of places. Australia is the farthest they ever sent line aquavit. And the changes in temperature, humidity, and the rocking of the ship made the liquid mature more in the oak barrels and absorb more of the flavor. So they're very proud of that. I don't know.
And it's a really tasty aquavit too.
Yes, yeah. There are many linie aquavits.
Yeah.
And they're good. I don't know if this one, it doesn't say if it's one of the specific special Norwegian aquavits or if it's just regular.
Maybe it's just O.P. Anderson.
I doubt.
I would doubt that as well.
That's a famous Swedish
Yes, I know.
aquavit. I doubt that the Norwegians would stoop so low as to take inferior Swedish aquavit.
I can't imagine that they would. Or nor Danish.
No.
Yeah.
But this smells rich. It smells so full, chocolatey,
and there's a slight booziness in the nose.
Yeah,
That could also be because it's 15.5%.
Yeah. It kind of smells oily.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I really like the way it smells.
Let's try it. Cheers.
Cheers. Wow, that is crazy drinkable. I don't get a lot of aquavit flavor.
No.
But I do get, I guess, a little bit of woody barrel aging on it. I get some. It's a lot of chocolate.
Very sweet after this.
For as thin as the mouthfeel is, it's just so rich in flavor. There's a lot of dried fruits in the front, like raisins and figs, and then it goes into like a real chocolate profile afterwards, like a rich chocolate bonbon kind of.
But let's make it clear, it's not a thin drink. It's just way thinner than you would expect.
Yeah.
It's quite rich, but from the aroma and the ABV, you expected...
Well, when we poured it as well, it poured like it was going to be a bit heavier than what it is.
It is still very heavy and rich and full, but not. It doesn't live up to the expectation that it itself sets for us.
But I like the carbonation on this too. It's got a little more carbonation on it than I normally get from a stout.
Yeah,
and that I think buoys it quite a bit as well.
Well, what's ship shape? We know that from the label. But what's Bristol Fashion?
Well, that's what they said on the side.
They did.
It's
Did I listen badly to you?
Yeah. So it's about the quality of how clean the ship was, and then it references back to when Bristol was a major port.
The expression had its origin there. Now I get it. And they themselves mark. This one has sweetness. So because their logo is an O with a line through it, they have the maximum is 6 because it's 3 logos and they have 2 halves each. So 4 out of 6 sweetness, 3 out of 6 bitterness, and 2 out of 6 fruitiness.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Confectionery, dark berries, and leather. Dark berries, no. Leather, I can kind of get. I don't think this tastes like dark berries.
I did not get dark berries either. I don't get, I guess, blackberry and red black currant and...
No. But confectionery, I mean, sure, it's both chocolate and sugary sweet. It is very sweet. I forgot what I was going to ask you.
Okay.
I'll change the subject. So, origin of expressions. Would you say A for effort or E for effort?
You would say A for effort.
I held my ground at work in this discussion recently, and when we Googled it, both are equally accepted, and I damn near lost my mind.
Why would E for effort be?
E for effort.
For efficiency, or?
No, E is the, at least in some grading systems, F is fail, and E is the lowest pass you can get.
Yes.
So you would get an E for effort. You have completely failed in this assignment, but we give you the lowest passing score possible because you tried. Also, because effort starts with an E.
E, yes, I got that.
And I started to lose my arguments, but it's A for effort. You get the highest grade because of effort. And they went, why would you get the highest grade just because you tried? I don't know. Because
it's to boost your morale. Like, you get an A for effort, but you get a C for the actual work that was done. You know.
Yeah, fair enough.
So it's like you really committed to doing it, but you didn't really succeed at the same time.
But I was mind blown that internet said they're both equally acceptable, because that's not the answer I wanted from the internet. I wanted either to be completely wrong or completely right.
Yeah, that's a surprise. Oh well.
Not have a participation trophy of etymology of words.
Hey, you know what? You get an E for effort. Okay, so what do you give this one?
4.25.
Yeah, I'm actually going to give it a little bit higher. I'm going to go 4.5. Yeah. I think this is a really solid beer, and so much better than I was anticipating. So I'm very pleasantly surprised.
When I tried it a month ago, I gave it a 4.3 on Untapped, where you can actually do that.
You can.
Because it's not what's on tappodcast.com rules.
I know.
So it is a strong 4.25.
Yeah. That's really tasty. Okay. Well, we'll wrap it up here. You can find us online at what'sontappodcast.com. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you find podcasts, you can find What's on Tap.
We're also inside of Line Aquavit barrels, scribbled on the inside.
And we're a scrivener writing on the inside
of... and we're constantly going past the equator.
We are.
So that's pretty cool.
Very excited for us. So until next time.
Keep drinking, you dum-dums.